Good morning and welcome to Herb Oracle Podcast, botanical divination with herbs, essences, flowers, and trees with your host, Herbal Marie. Let's start the day off pulling some oracle cards and getting a few messages. We can shoot the shiitake in a spiritual way-ish. And if you follow me on Instagram, I'll post a pic of the cards at Herb Oracle. Thanks so much for joining me. Here we go. So we've got a new herb in the spotlight this week at Ho, and it's Goldenrod. And as far as I know, I only have one oracle card for this herb and maybe one nerdy card too. I grabbed the Goldenrod folder from the Herbal Marie files. And I know I've done a Goldenrod. I think I over-sexualized Goldenrod. I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, I think maybe, or was that Mullen? I can't remember. Anyway, oh yeah, it was probably Mullen, but also Goldenrod too. Oh no, I think I just was like Goldenrod will make you piss. All right, I was confusing Goldenrod and Mullen. Me confuse something in my life? I can't imagine I would do that. So last week was a long week. I felt like that was a doozy. And I know personally I've worked through a lot of energy and I still have more energy to work through. And I feel like if I could keep my eye on the prize, so to speak, and let Goldenrod in this Goldenrod butterfly lead the way. Yeah, we'll go this way and that way and we'll flutter up and do circles and seem like we're not really making progress as I follow the trail of the sunshiny butterfly. But what Goldenrod is going to stand for us this week is happiness, success, and prosperity. And also in the background, if you can hear it ever so faintly, is the train whistle. So coming in my personal surroundings is the message of freedom. So ever since I bought this house, from the very first night, the very first time I heard the train whistle, I said, you hear that? That's the sound of freedom. You know, because I get out from under the thumb of my ex and living in his house and, you know, making progress to finally emotionally separate myself from this abuser and make a new life for myself and get myself back on my feet. And every time I hear that train, it doesn't matter if I'm having a bad moment or a bad day or whatever, it reminds me, this is your path to freedom. That's the sound of freedom. So yeah, I'm living in town with constant traffic and a train that it's not quite my backyard, but pretty dang close, 2 backyards away, you know? So it can be very loud, but I have gotten used to it. If it goes through the night, it doesn't wake me up anymore. But yeah, when I hear it, I celebrate it. So that's the thing, you can train your perspective. So when I hear the traffic, I think beautiful. I'm right in the middle of community. I hear the train whistle. I say that's the sound of freedom. So try to get your brain convinced that you are where you need to be if it's a safe place for you, if it's good. So all right, so I'm looking at this Goldenrod butterfly, and I say Goldenrod butterfly because its antenna are goldenrod flowers. It's absolutely awesome. If you're on Instagram, peek at Herb Oracle and yeah, I have I think 420 some people that follow me there, but it doesn't seem I don't know if people see my posts or not. So I put them there anyways for future listeners who would want to scroll through and see the cards and follow the podcast that way. So we are on our 52nd herb. 52. I'm in it for the long haul, you guys. I'll be doing 64 herbs all together. So this is 52 and it's Goldenrod. And like I said, it wants to teach us happiness, success, and prosperity. And I don't know if I'm there yet, but I'm willing to follow the butterfly. So just have a willingness to follow Goldenrod and allow it to teach us and tune us. And then also this week, we'll be powering up delight, humor, and joy. How can you say humor and not giggle? Just humor. Humor. Delight, humor, and joy with Goldenrod. So hopefully my personal intentions is that I feel lighter by the end of the week. I'll hopefully be delighting in more things in my life, ending the week, peeking into Asheville for a little while, and yeah, feeling more joy, feeling more happiness. All of my kind of message of the day, prayer of the day, things kind of lined up this morning. 1, forgiveness, trying to forgive everybody. And 2, there was this great message in one of Karen Casey's books today that it was saying, like, you really have to be in this now moment, because if you're holding on to the past, even if it's a joyful moment, you're like robbing yourself of this freedom that you have in the now moment. So I think this is going to be a good week for me, just to like keep on like breathing and breathing and breathing like through the moment, especially when my chest feels tight. I've had definitely a lot of that going on. Just things are kind of heavy. And yeah, like I just can't believe how much like rejection I've had to process on a lot of different angles, and from different directions. A lot of different rejection from different directions. All right, so anyways, you ready to get to know Goldenrod? I hope that I didn't miss a card. I feel like I went through all my decks, and Goldenrod's not like a popular oracle card, even though every time I go through a deck, I think that it could be in there or should be in there, because like when there's things like mugwort and plantain and violet, I'm like, Goldenrod could be in here too, because it's abundant. It grows so easily, especially here in Pennsylvania. And it's gorgeous. It's good for a lot of things. Maybe we'll just review my nerdy notes, because I don't really have much to say. I don't know if Goldenrod, this one card, is going to have much to say. But I felt like I wanted to sit with Goldenrod for a week. And so I guess whenever I was doing the scheduling and I thought about Goldenrod, I thought, hey, I don't care if there is only one card, like, it's worth it. It's definitely worth it getting to know and learning from. Now, a lot of people think that Goldenrod is what gives them allergies. That is not correct. Actually, the opposite is true. It is your remedy to your seasonal allergies. See, like, it's ragweed. Like, people don't notice ragweed. It's just basic, it blends in, but that's what's making everybody sneeze with its light, fluffy pollen. But Goldenrod is an antihistamine, and it would help you lessen your reaction to the pollen of ragweed. So, like, it could be used as a tincture. It can be used in conjunction with stinging nettle. That would be a good combo. Goldenrod is also an excellent plant for addressing sore or overused muscles and reducing inflammation. So you can make an oil with the Goldenrod flowers or drink the tea. It's really bitter and floral. I think it makes an okay vinegar myself. You could take it internally for inflammation. It's also good for bladder and urinary system issues because it makes you piss. So I like the idea of a muscle oil, what she has in the Plant Spirit Oracle. That is our one card here. Making an oil out of Goldenrod. So you just harvest them flowering tops, and yes, there are lots and lots of bugs on it. So shake it off or let it sit, for a little bit. So many friggin' bugs. And then in a mason jar, you just cut it up into small pieces, cover it with oil, and let that oil infuse for your sore muscles and inflammation. There's a couple different ways to make infused oils. Some people just shake it every day. Some people keep it in a warm car or something. Some people might gently heat it up in the crock pot. There's a lot of different ways to do oils. Some people are afraid to do oils because, especially if you're using fresh plant material, it definitely could mold. So definitely dry your plant material for better results. That's probably a good idea. Or at least let it wilt and let some of that moisture come out of it. But just make sure everything's covered. And then some people shake it. But I'm getting, if I would do it now, I'd probably use like a double boiler. And don't let it get too hot or else it'll just smell like burnt popcorn. I did that once with comfrey. And we still used it, but it just smelled awful. So I don't even know if it did any good. Those crock pots can get a little hot. Anyways, so let's talk about Solidago, the species of goldenrod. The keywords on this beautifully happy card is happiness, success, and prosperity. So there's a lot of gold colors. There's high sun with like these circles coming out of it, kind of makes me remind me of last week with self-heal radiating out these concentric circles, ripple effect. Even the Arcturians today were talking about the ripple effect. Like once we go inside ourselves and know ourselves as infinite and eternal beings and tap into that internal power and that peace and that love and that multi-dimensional experience, we ripple that out, change the world, change the universe, change the galaxy. Or is it galaxy and then universe? I don't know. I really feel like I could just sleep my life away at this point. Oh yeah, there's no anxiety, depression combo going on within me. Oh no, I'm fine. Okay. So goldenrod, let's talk about it. It really will. I feel like when it's in bloom, it's like summer into fall type of feeling. It's one of the last things to bloom around here. It's just gorgeous, especially when there's fields of it. Now nobody appreciates it, and so I can relate to goldenrod. But once you get to know goldenrod, then you can feel this joyful presence, and you can appreciate it. And goldenrod reminds us that, us too. It might take us all summer long for our joy to blossom, come into flower. But when you do have a field of joy, honey, harvest. And she's very, very sweet. Like, she offers lots of pollen for the bees. And, it's like right before the bees want to make their fall nest, it's like she's offering them an abundance of pollen. So, you can have bees and have a field of goldenrod honey. It'll make a nice, dark, thick goldenrod honey. And you could actually put goldenrod in honey and make an infused honey. You could do that. There's a lot of stuff I think you could do with goldenrod. She's abundant. You can try it all. I know some people eat a little bit of the leaves. The tea is nice, but it is bitter. But it's super floral, super flowery. So I feel like a infused vinegar is good. So anyways, if you don't know what goldenrod is, search up a picture. You'll see that it's 2 to 5 feet tall, golden bright flowers. The leaves have a pleasant aroma. It is very widespread in North America. So if you're in the US or Canada, you probably know goldenrod, and you'd be like, oh my God, yeah, it's everywhere. So it's abundant, and once it's in a field, it will be all through that field. Absolutely. So let's talk about happiness, success, and prosperity. And then if we're not satisfied with our I'll at least look, yeah, of course. I'll at least look in the nerdy folder because yeah, this would be a pretty quick podcast. Alrighty, that's fine though. That is okay with me. All right, but I need the podcast. Like, you guys, like, truly, these herbs are my life support, especially right now. Really just having a doozy of a time, like, letting go of potentials or things that I thought were going to work. And I know I had a hard time last night because I woke up to my phone having like 36 screenshots of quotes that I felt like might be good for me to read again. Maybe we should look and see what like the morning after, what did I put on my phone? Got some new songs. I'm trying to step into some new energy. Trying to definitely step into more happiness. And yeah, like, can you still be happy when like everything's taken away from you? Like, if everything that you were kind of lining up for yourself falls through, like your job, your lover, any type of support system from, family, your projects, like if it all crashes on the floor, can you still find happiness somewhere? If you're completely alone, can you still find happiness? If you're just being offered these huge disappointments to digest, and it's painful a little bit, and it's like happiness, like, what are you talking about? I'm fucking miserable. But there's going to be part of you that's thirsty for it. There's going to be part of you that knows happiness is in you somewhere and it wants it. It's like, not like that even adds to the terribleness, because like then you're unsatisfied because you could be happy. So anyways, happiness. Now, if you're doing a reading and you pull this card, it's probably indicating a time of happiness and contentment. So like one of those validating cards, it's like, okay, good. If you pull it, you're like, I'm on the right path, I'm good. If you're not quite feeling like it's saying your current energy state, then it's a reminder for you to look in your life to what is good, count your blessings, be satisfied with what you have, instead of like trying to seek what you do not have. Like just be like so satisfied that you have a roof over your head and that you have beautiful things and that you've been gathering wisdom. A time of happiness and joy is present or coming, and thus should be embraced. That which you are seeking to make you happy is already here or just around the corner. And I just want to add in there, because I know my higher self is like just trying to beat me over the head with this. Happiness is within you. It's a state of being. You don't even have to rely on any external anything or anyone to make you happy. Like, you can just be happy. Like, happiness can just be something that you are swimming in inside of you. Like, let everything make you happy. Don't need nothing to make you happy. Just be happy. Like, it's part of my personality, happiness. And generally, I feel like that is true. Because, like, I think about, like, the past few years of my life. Like, think about the beginning of Ho, when I was literally living in a house with someone who was not speaking to me for weeks at a time. I still showed up and was like, I'm going to be happy anyways, So I really know I have everything it takes to just be happy for no damn reason. I know I can be that. So that's pretty encouraging when you think about, like, wow, remember when that happened and you still decided that you were going to be happy despite, what was going on around you or what people were throwing at you. People throw shade. You can still shine bright. You can still be happy. You can still have happiness, success, and prosperity on your plate. So that's the energy that we want to step into this week. Really bringing in these higher vibrations. So if you're not there, we got to get you there, and at least give you the little bit of hope of light that even on a cloudy day, like, it's still going to come in. And, like, for example, I have Metatron's cube in front of me here. It's like it's like actually like diagonally above the sun on the goldenrod card. And it is not a sunshiny day here whatsoever, but it's gold, so, and it's engraved, and it's like catching the little bit of light, and it's like lighted up on my desk. And then just funny, haha, I look over on my book holder, and there's my gold happy that I literally have kept with me, just to remind me to be happy. Like I used to have it as my backdrop for my Course in Miracles. So and it's shining. It's like getting some streaks too. Not as much as a Metatron's cube, but it almost looks like, from where I'm standing, like the Metatron's cube. It's reflecting the little bit of light coming in from the curtained window, and then it's shooting it over to the happy. So it's like, sow some happy seeds in your life. Just like there's obviously a lot of seeds on the flower heads of goldenrod, because it can self-sow across acres. You need to do the same thing with your seeds of happiness. So let's make intentions to plant more happy seeds. Now, this also has a topic of success. So goldenrod is saying whatever endeavors you are currently engaging in are likely to be successful if goldenrod is in your reading. So whatever, that could be success in personal life, in your relationships, professional life. Those things that you have invested in are coming to fruition in a positive way. So yeah, like I was like just making the desperate comment out loud last week, like now would be a really great time for like the 1,000 videos that I have on YouTube to suddenly get picked up from their algorithms. Like that would help me feel better about the rest of my life. Right? Like success and prosperity would be cool right now. Universe, hello, guides, is anybody listening? Prosperity is the third thing. Goldenrod indicates a time of prosperity. Like the copious nectar flows in the bountiful goldenrod growing in fields across North America, your situation will be prosperous. You have, or will shortly have, all that you need. So that is the soul card that we have from the Plant Spirit Oracle by Dana O'Driscoll. As far as I know, that's the only oracle card I have for goldenrod. There's probably other decks that I have not acquired. Hopefully that goldenrod is making an appearance. But it's definitely a good oracle. I feel like it's like, because it's one of those local herbs, you might just see it when you need to be reminded. You know, like you might be questioning your life, turn down a road, see a field of goldenrod, and be like, oh my God, you're right, goldenrod, good things are coming. I just need to focus on my happiness, understand that I have everything that I need, and success is mine, you know, like good things. I've planted so many good seeds, energetic, happy seeds. They will sprout and they will be returned. And then, yeah, even better if you see a little yellow butterfly flittering above the flowers in the sunny sky, and be like, you know what? I'm going to be like that little butterfly and just see where my intuition and inspiration guides me. And even if I don't quite understand the path, seems a little over here, over there, over everywhere, I'm still going to go with it and enjoy it and delight in it. Okay. Let's pull out the nerdy folder. Man, I would love to have a jam-packed nerdy folder for like every herb that lights my fancy. Absolutely. So let's see what we've got here. I do have a little tiny card. It's the Jack of Spades. What, you want me to tell you what the Jack of Spades is according to my notes? There's a warning on this card. It says, do not use as bulk food. Use sparingly for medicinal purposes. But the Jack of Spades is a well-meaning but immature and unreliable youth, a very dark-haired youth. All right, well, that has satisfied our urges. Everything feels damp. That paper feels like I feel like it's really humid in this house. You can eat the leaves, the stems. This says the roots are even edible. And for medicinal purposes, as an energizer and a tonic, you could eat the roots raw, or you could dry and pulverize them for a tonic powder. The stems you could dry for a tonic nibble. The leaves you could pick and eat fresh, or you could dry for a tonic tea. So, hints: strip dry leaves into a pillowcase-like bag, ring bag to easily crush leaves. So I have a big old info card about Goldenrod tea. You definitely can make a tea to help heal kidney and bladder ailments. It is an herbal diuretic. So it would help with things like bladder stones or gout, things like that, chronic or acute kidney stuffs. It's a diuretic and anti-inflammatory, but it also strengthens and regenerates kidney tissue. So that's why it's called a tonic. It might also be effective in treating vein problems, such as hemorrhoids and varicose veins. So if you want to maybe drink it for that. Now, if you did have a chronic kidney disorder, of course, consult your physician before using Goldenrod in any form. But yeah, it's just like a cup of boiling water and 2 teaspoons of the dried herb, and steep for 10 minutes. Anything longer than 10 minutes is probably going to get really freaking bitter. You could drink 1 cup 3 times a day. You could even do a cold extract too, if you want to just do a cup of cold water and the 2 teaspoons of the dried herb and just let it stand overnight, and then in the morning strain it. It's good for incontinence because it might help tone the bladder. Skin inflammation, you could wash your skin with it. Good for rheumatism and gout because it flushes out toxins and waste products. Might help strengthen that immune system, stimulate it, help reduce fungus in ya if you're having chronic yeasty stuff. That's another thing you could do with this herb. You could make a goldenrod gargle if you had inflamed gums or a sore throat. It's pretty gentle and mild, so it'd be okay to use it with kids if they had a bellyache or something. Now, the botanical name solidago comes from the Latin name solidare, which means to join. Anyways, think about using it for hay fever, bladder infections, general flushing out. There's a lot of different, it can look a lot of different ways, goldenrod, like tons of species, or tons of different kinds. I'm trying to think how many there would be. A lot, because I see a lot of different kinds that's growing around here. I got my notes here. It says, "How dare you diss my boy Rod?" There's over 100 species. My boy Rod is not one to diss. Great for your kidneys. For sure will make you piss. Always getting blamed for seasonal allergies. Rod is the one who holds the golden key. Flower stalk full of tiny yellow star flowers. This magic man holds incredible herbal healing powers. From your urinary tract to your skin to your gums and dandruff too. Goldenrod can cleanse, tone, tighten, and heal a lot of annoyances that ails you. So don't be dissing my boy Rod. Get to know him as if he's a beautiful herbal god. So yeah, I think pretty highly of him. That makes me miss Herbal Marie. Oh my gosh. You know, the sad story about Herbal Marie is just like she had so much fire, that aspect, that altar of my personality. but nobody supported her, and she just got angry and mean and lazy. So anyways, it's like, God, people, if you like something in your life, show it some love. I think I kind of covered a lot of what's in my notes here as I'm looking through it, but yeah, like definitely good for hay fever. Rod is not the bad guy. It's ragweed that makes you sneeze, not rod. Goldenrod is your remedy for seasonal allergies. It helps reduce phlegm. You definitely can gargle with it. It constricts the tissues. So like if you've got like, you know, you feel like you need to tighten up your gums, like your teeth are kind of loose or you're bleeding, Goldenrod will make a good gargle because it constricts the tissue and reduces bleeding. That's why it's also great for your ass if you've got any hemorrhoids or trouble in your bum. So it's good for your skin, got a good scalp rinse. You can look up, Goldenrod over at the Herbal Marie podcast and just hear me fly through this information and more ways to make it. And yeah, I mean, it's a good plant. You can make a tea, make an infused honey, make tinctures, skin compress, nibble on the leaves. They're aromatic AF, according to my notes. Make a cold water extract if you want, and lots of nerdy words. So yeah, let's see. I love having these notes because it's like, man, I just got completely refreshed on this beautiful plant, Goldenrod. So anyways, that's our guy this week. Happiness, success, prosperity, beautiful goldenrod butterfly for us to delight in and follow. And then goldenrod's going to be with us on Wednesday as we power up delight, humor, and joy. I really feel like even though my energy right this second on Monday morning is super freaking low and kind of, I'm sorry about that. I just am kind of enjoying the realization that by the end of the week, we will have improved this. Oh yes, we will definitely have improved this. We'll have succeeded. We'll have this personal success. It's always like a personal milestone, like a good job, high five, success moment when you can deliberately and intentionally move your energy into a better feeling place. This affirmation minute is brought to you by our delightful herb of the week, Goldenrod, and I dedicate them all to you. Thank you. I draw in happiness. Joy is my natural state of being. I allow success and prosperity to find me. I have everything I need. That which I am seeking is seeking me. I raise my vibration and become a match to all good things. I draw in happiness. Joy is my natural state of being. I allow success and prosperity to find me. I have everything I need. That which I am seeking is seeking me. I raise my vibration and become a match to all good things. And so it is. All right, you guys, thanks for hanging out. I just also recorded a video for my YouTube channel inviting people to get happier with me. I really am going to be so strong and focused and deliberate in my intent to raise my vibration and become a match to the good things that want to be with me. But I got to be ready to let them in. I'm bringing in the happiness, and then I need to allow it to find me, allow the success, open the door, knowing that I have everything that I need, but also being open to experiencing more and more happiness is always, definitely, 100% sounds good to me. So I'm really thankful that you're doing the work along with me, and here's to another week of hoeing here at Herb Oracle.